Hey there, hope you've had a good week. Wanted to come to you with some more lender tips and tricks for your Friday. This one is going to be about down payment assistance grants. They've become very popular and honestly very needed over the last couple of years. We know, obviously, with the economy and costs rising, it is getting tougher and tougher for individuals to save their down payment. So these programs can be a really good option, but they do come with a few strings. One of the biggest grant programs we use is the SC Housing Down Payment Assistance Program. That is the $10,000 grant that goes year round. That one does not expire, it does not run out. That one is the one that has at least a 640 minimum credit score, that's more strict with the 45 back end DTI, and is a 15-year forgivable grant. Now, what that means is if your buyer refinances or sells their home in less than 15 years, they will have to pay back SC Housing the grant. So these are not individuals that will be refinancing quickly, and they are not individuals that should be using this grant if they think they're going to sell quickly. So a good example, I have a lot of VA buyers who are stationed who want to use these grants. I remind them all, you may only be stationed here for 2 years, and if you think you're going to sell the house, instead of keeping it as a rental, you may need to pay something at closing to pay back SC Housing, or you may have enough proceeds if you keep it long enough. It really just depends. There are other grant programs that come out throughout the year. Another big one, obviously, is Palmetto Heroes. That one comes out typically early summer, end of spring. That one can change amount-wise every year. It can be anywhere from 10 to 15K. That one is more strict of who it's for. So that one is typically for teachers, EMS workers, firefighters, first responders, and they get pretty strict on who can qualify for that. However, there are other grant programs, such as the one that's going on this spring, which is FHLB. That is a grant program that is technically through a bank out of Atlanta, so not every lender can offer it. We luckily can at ACM, and they have 3 different grants. So there's one for 10, one for 15, and one for 20. And it depends on who that person is, whether they're a first-time home buyer, whether they're not a first-time home buyer, or whether they're what they consider a community partner. Community partners are the same designations as Palmetto Heroes, but they're a little bit more lax on it. So for example, Palmetto Heroes says you have to be a teacher. FHLB says as long as you work in a school, whether that's the janitor or the bus driver, you could still potentially qualify. Now, the South Carolina down payment assistance programs usually come with lower interest rates as well, where FHLB does not. Standard interest rates apply, standard debt to income ratios apply. All of the debt to income ratio programs, though, will have their own credit minimums, their own debt to income ratio maximums, and more importantly, their own income minimums or maximums. So SC Housing and Palmetto Heroes are always maximum. There's a maximum amount of income that you can make as a household to qualify. Versus FHLB, that's actually the opposite. They have a minimum. So you have to be typically around 80% of your area median income, or they have their other program for 80 to 120% of the area median income. So technically you have an amount you're supposed to be making, and not less and not more than that to qualify. So each program can be different. Each of them will have their own repayment. So FHLB, for example, is only a 5-year term before it's forgivable. So these programs can be really great for buyers. They can help get them qualified more, but they all come with their own little strings that we really have to explain to buyers to make sure they understand that nothing is free. It's forgivable, but not free. And make sure that they're going to be in the home long term and that it makes the most sense for them. And then from the lending standpoint, we really try our best not to qualify someone based on this down payment assistance money, unless it's like SC Housing, and we know it's going to be here year round, because for these other programs, they could fund out at any point. And so we don't typically qualify a borrower just because they can get these funds and bring their purchase price up to that. We typically qualify them without the funds and then hope that they can get it, so to be safe. But if you have any questions, let me know. But I would say if you have borrowers that are coming to you and they're like, I want to buy, but I don't have down payment assistance options to me that I know of, send them my way. Or if they're saying they're having trouble getting a gift fund, let's see what they can qualify for. Or if they're coming with a pre-approval letter that seems really low and that lender is not trying to use down payment assistance, let's double check and see if they could qualify. Hope you have a great weekend.